So thank you for joining us today. Would love to hear your words of wisdom about life.
Hi, my name is Karola H, and I'm a filmmaker. I'm in Miami, and thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your documentary. Let's see. So, words of wisdom. So I was writing it down. When I first got your question, I started writing it down, and I'm like, okay, so where's the wisdom? Just think of all the delicious things I can say. And then I realized, I'm like, no, that's like, I was going to say all this like calm stuff and beautiful. And then I'm like, that's okay, but it's not the real raw truth of what I think I have learned and what I can share with people. So the number one thing I would say is like, create your own life, create your own reality. And by doing that, it's like setting your boundaries. I didn't even realize that boundaries were so important. It wasn't until like a year ago that I was interviewing for a job, and somebody asked me, so what are your boundaries? And I'm like, boundaries? I am from Puerto Rico originally, so Spanish is my main language. So when she asked me, what are my boundaries? I'm like, do I even know exactly what boundary means? And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, do you mind working extra hours or, Saturdays and Sundays or traveling and doing all of this? And I'm like, what am I doing here? I got in my car and I started crying, and I realized that forever I was a people pleaser, and I was just saying yes, sure, even to things that I didn't want to do, just because I was afraid they were going to not give me the job, they were going to fire me, they were going to think badly of me or whatever. So I was creating, I kept saying, oh, why do I keep saying yes? Why? And it's because I didn't set any boundaries in my life. I didn't take the time to, I've always known what I want to do, but I didn't take the time to actually set those boundaries. So I did, and today I'm still working hard on it. It's way more difficult than for me, it's so easy to say, sure, yes, sure, but so boundaries, by creating boundaries and making the right decisions based on what you want in life, then I think that's how you create the life that you want. It doesn't take millions to live by the beach or go for a walk every day or eat healthy. You just have to make the right choices and say yes and no to things. Then the other thing that I would say in terms of, just words of wisdom, it's to be authentic. And again, that also happens when you set your boundaries. It's like really funny, like setting your boundaries allows you to then create the life you want, allows you to be authentic because you're only doing the things that you want to do, and you're doing the way you want. So then you understand why you do things, and it all comes from the heart. And you tend to be kinder to people because you're doing what you love. And it also allows you, well, I guess by doing the things you love, you're nurturing your mind, your body, and your soul, your spirit, which is really something really important, I think, in today's society, to nurture your spirit. Because in moments that, bleep, hits the fan, if you have a strong spirit, then you'll be able to get through it, whether it's a problem, a death, or, outcomes. I think if you nurture that, and it takes work too, just like the body takes work, but in the mind, I think by doing those things in life, you should be pretty okay. That's what I think.
Beautiful. I love the conversation about boundaries, and I appreciate you sharing the moment that it all connected for you. You know, for you to have that conversation, get in the car, and then go, oh my gosh, this isn't just about this interaction. This has been my entire life. And I also appreciate your transparency and your honesty in saying, like, this is work. It's work to be aware of what those are and set them, and not just say yes all the time, and to be able to say no, and then how that feeds over into how you feel about yourself, and and how you're feeling about that connection to, as you said, the spirit, and creating I love how everything really fit together so nicely. You talked about creating the life that you want, and that all starts with you and what you're willing to say yes and no to. And if you want to live by the beach, making choices to live by the beach and go for a walk every day, and figuring out, what nurtures your spirit. And I love how you put that. What nurtures the spirit within you? Because the other thing I'm taking away from what you said is, when things get difficult, it's that spirit that gets you through. It's that resilience in your spirit that comes up. And if you're not feeding that, then it becomes really hard to move through some of those experiences that we're all going to have. Even day-to-day experiences that are challenging. How do you rely on your spirit to help move you through? So beautiful words. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom. I have no doubt that many people will connect to what you said, gravitate to what you said, and use that to reflect in their own space. So I appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you.